People are going to start to panic. People will stop buying real estate. This is calamitous.
Mortgage repayments have increased by $1,400 for a typical Australian family since Labor was elected.
Mr. Speaker, the hypocrisy knows no bounds.
Let it out, guys. As always, 2 of the big 4 have already shared the rate hike pain with borrowers. Weirdly, they're less willing to share the love with savers.
They are actually getting diddled by the commercial banks at the moment because savings rates have not climbed by nearly as much as mortgage rates have.
Still, finance expert Steve Mickenbecker reckons it's past time we move from anger to bargaining.
50% of people said that they have no intention to refinance in 2023, which is shocking given where interest rates are.
Those who do want to refinance have a new option. UBank recently introducing 35-year mortgages, up from the usual 20 to 30 years.
On a $500,000 30-year loan, one that's been running for 5 years. And you could save around $400 on repayments if you refinanced over 35 years.
But there's a sting in the tail.
It's going to cost you a lot more in interest over the full term of the loan, and that's up to around $170,000 more. So it's a massive increase in the interest you'll be paying.
And it's a bloody long tail.
You could be around 10 years older when you finally clear your loan.
Yep, it's a brutal bargain, but punters are between a rock and a hard rate, especially with the RBA expecting further increases. That's Stray S giving money gurus gallstones about the next stage. Not quite. Bingo!
It believes it can walk that really fine line, but the higher it pushes interest rates, the more risk it has of really bringing the economy to a standstill.
So as the economy splutters and households hurtle towards the financial cliff, what exactly does acceptance look like?
Yes, you can accept that you're going to be paying more for your mortgage, but that doesn't mean it makes it any easier.
No, this one really hurt, didn't it? I get the RBA has to bring inflation down by sticking the knife in, but it really feels like they're starting to twist it.
Yeah.
Is it too aggressive? Are we heading for a recession here?
Well, we'll know when we hit a recession if that's what happens. So the problem is the RBA is clearly looking at the inflation data and decides that it's not coming down enough. And so they're going to keep hitting because that's the only lever they have. They can do nothing else. That's not their job. And so if they get it wrong, the recession hits. Well, I worry about the recession because if you think paying a mortgage is hard now, imagine trying to pay it in a recession where you also lose your job or your business collapses or something like that. I guess all I would say is it could be worse because we could be Britain, Jimmy.
Yeah, Britain is slightly worse.
Yeah.
Yes, it's already, I mean, our rates are kind of ridiculous. Yeah. Although, you know, let's try and see the good in this. It's a depressing story.
Yeah.
But the silver lining is great news for loan sharks, if there's loan sharks watching. I imagine there's guys in the Carlton crew that watch this and they're probably thinking, actually...
That's a great reference, the Carlton crew.
I've seen Underbelly, I know what's going on here. But it's getting to that point, isn't it? It's getting ridiculous.
Is it? How bad is it? Because I visited there in October and it felt off. It felt like it was becoming a different place.
Yeah, it's not great. I mean, it's getting very, very expensive and the mortgage rates are going through the roof and there's kind of heat in the market as well. I think you should do what the Canadians did. The Canadians took the heat out of the housing market by saying if you don't work and live here, you can't buy a house.
Yeah.
Wasn't a bad idea because they stopped sort of foreign investors kind of speculating on the market and houses. Everyday working people want to buy a house. Let them buy a house.
Yeah.